Greetings, everyone. This is Collectibles Euphoria, to sum up the last of the Deluxe talking doll from the movie Inside Out franchise, Fear. He appears in the film as one of the five emotions inside Riley Anderson's mind, and with that said, his appearance as a doll greatly reflects his portrayal of his assigned character. Stay tuned. Fear's main job is to ensure Riley's safety by exaggerating each situation as life-threatening. His facial expression clearly depicts what he has to say, which boils down to fearing almost everything and every situation which can be handled a little bit more courageously. The overall design is a very good representation of his character, and despite of his nerve-wracking appearance, he appears to be nicely designed with some touch of masculine fashion statement here and there. Let's jump right in for a brief review of his packaging. Nothing in this box has not yet been explained from the other character boxes previously reviewed. All the information is generic to all Inside Out boxes, with his doll appearing to be at the same height level of Joy and Disgust at 11.5 inches and a little over 3 inches in width. You can also listen to all his available phrases by placing your finger inside the designated hole and lightly tapping the pin, triggering light and sounds. He speaks 10 phrases, and this doll also retailed at $19.95 US and $22.95 Canadian dollars. Out of his packaging, Fear can be classified as a fairly good figure rendition of his movie counterpart. He appears to be in the same scale as Joy and Disgust at 10 inches high. As mentioned in my previous Inside Out doll reviews, all the emotions are color-coded and Fear is assigned to his purple color. His overall appearance is captured accurately, including his big bulging eyes, thin body frame, and elongated upper limbs and torso. He has one thick strand of hair sticking out from the back of his head upwards and is curled at the end. At first glance, it looks like the hair and eyebrows have some tint of glitters on it, but surprisingly though, it wasn't the case. The areas aforementioned are just simply highlighted by making it sheen comparing to his other facial features. I do like the part that the eyes give off bright crystal quality instead of giving the eyes a simple dull color. Another thing worth mentioning is the iris of the eyes are nicely detailed with varying hues of purple. His eyes are excessively big and bulges out of the socket, with his left and right eye being uneven. One thing quite noticeable here is it seems like almost all his facial features and bodily parts are excessively elongated, like his nose, face, upper limbs, hands, and torso. However, all his lower extremities are short, with his feet being just the right size. I think his feet are the only parts of him that are on the right proportions, but in general, his face, arms, torso, and legs are all out of proportions, which is simply his main design in this movie. His arms are very thin, with both of his hands having elongated fingers. He has a small pin on his right hand that triggers his phrases, and his left hand has the hole for the memory ball attachment. The torso is long, and he has no obvious definition between his trunk and his hips. Both of his lower limbs are also very thin but short. These are the phrases made available for this doll, which are all derived from the movie.
Oh, I'm so jumpy, my nerves are shot! Sure, it's the coward's way out, but this coward's gonna survive! Easy, easy, huh? Bye back! Oh, we're good. We're good. All right, we did not die today. I call that an unqualified success. I regret everything! Sorry, I did it again. My bad. heck is that? Was it a bear? It's a bear! Ah, look out! No! It's all falling apart! We're losing control! It's over! Okay, back to work, everyone.
Fear's outfit in general makes him look like a nutty professor, just missing his oversized eyeglasses. He wears a long-sleeved striped shirt with bow tie and houndstooth check sleeveless sweater, though they are not a separate piece but is sewed together. The entire top is removable with Velcro to secure it. The same goes with the pants, having Velcro, which are both located on the back. The edge of the pants are also rolled outwards. Just like Anger, I really like how they designed the shoes for the male characters because the aesthetics made it to appear like a separate piece even though it's not. His shoes are shiny, and despite of the shoestrings being not easily seen because of his pants, I do appreciate that they still made an effort of making sure that it looks like a removable piece due to the sculpting details and efficient paint job. Articulation here is fairly generic to all other inside-out figures. However, his neck articulation is extremely limited, which is almost non-existent. Due to his meager arms, he has fairly good articulation on his left shoulder, which makes him appear to have flailing arm. However, due to the circuit responsible for the light and sound, his right shoulder is limited to forward movement with no ability to swing his arms backwards. He can almost rotate his right arm and move it up and down though. His elbow is two-jointed on his left side, with only a hinged joint with limited movements on his right elbow. He has no wrist articulation on his right side, with ability to perform swivel motions and forward bending on his wrist possible on his left hand. Another good thing to note regarding his flexible articulation on his left arm is he can make different arm positions and movement possible, which is not seen on any other inside-out dolls, which is pretty amazing. He could reach his opposite upper limb, reach upwards and backwards, which makes him more poseable and the play value much better because of it. His hip articulation is decent, and he can almost achieve an upright sitting position. He has no knee nor ankle articulation. He can balance himself very well with just a very few minor articulation adjustment comparing to other tall doll counterparts which can barely stand on their own feet. Just like all the other inside-out dolls, Fear also comes with his own memory ball, which you can opt to choose the inclusive picture in the slot to show his frightened emotion. The only deal breaker here is the weight issue of the memory ball being too much to handle against his skinny upper lip. It is even harder just to attach the memory ball on his left hand, which needed multiple attempts to position without falling. Fear is the last doll to be reviewed, but is definitely not the least, for this doll has an amazing articulation not found on the other previously reviewed dolls. Though his appearance might seem out of proportions, he makes up for it by having a nicely detailed outfit and shiny striking shoes. His balance is also worth noting for, as he has the best upright standing balance comparing to Joy and Disgust, which is about his scale, but is definitely lacking in the balance department. Of course, any other good features usually has some minor trade-offs, just like the weight issue of the memory ball, making it hard to position on his left hand. As a completist, this figure doesn't disappoint and makes up the complete set of the entire Inside-Out doll line. This wraps up all the Inside-Out Deluxe Talking Doll review, and hopefully will make you eagerly anticipate more for the upcoming film in June 19. Again, here is to hoping for another great franchise from the Disney line. and the time is coming for the next announcement for the highly anticipated limited edition dolls, which are expected to be announced sometime in July. Have a great day ahead. Bye!